Great to see you. How are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you, Dr. Davies?
I am excellent. So congratulations on your Autumn Foundation Technology Transfer Career Training Program Award.
Thank you so much.
It's exciting. So first of all, tell me about the graduate program you're in and maybe, how you feel that program is training you for your future career goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm in the Cancer Research Graduate Program, which is a very translationally focused research program. It really doesn't matter if your research project is in drug discovery or preclinical trials, or even like the most basic biochemistry. All of us students are encouraged to regularly attend tumor boards, engage with physicians and clinical teams, and really keep the perspective of real world challenges that our community faces every day and how we can really shape our research to address those kind of unmet needs.
That's fantastic. And I think, one of the things we pride ourselves here is to try and make sure you have those translational skills, right? Because it's not only what you do in the lab that counts, it's also those other things that you just described, many of them being able to present properly, network. So that's really great that you're getting all that in your lab.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also had the opportunity to participate in the UNMC and UNO joint Business for Bioscientists graduate certificate program, and then ultimately was able to complete my master's in business administration concurrently with my PhD.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So this training really enabled me to launch a startup company that I built with a technology that we had engineered during my thesis work. And then from there, it kind of prepared me for a career academically in technology transfer or intellectual property management for biomedical discoveries. So I'm very happy.
You really exemplify, I think, one of the things that many people don't realize, because, we have a lot of people who are training here who are doing basic science research. They want to be academics, and that's fantastic. We have a lot of fantastic students who've gone on to great careers here. But we also train people like yourself who are entrepreneurs or who are willing to, go into startups. And we really want everybody to know that we have room for everyone and the opportunities are there, and you exemplify that really well. So tell me, why did you apply for the Autumn Foundation Technology Transfer Career program in the first place?
Yeah, so the summer after I finished my MBA, I was interning at UNMC's Tech Transfer office when our CEO, Michael Dixon, encouraged me to apply. So obviously intellectual property and technology commercialization happens on a global scale. So the opportunity to participate in an international fellowship program is really career changing, especially this early in my career.
Fantastic. What are your long-term goals? What do you want to do?
So I came to UNMC very interested in getting the technology experience and the critical thinking skills of a PhD training to go into technology valuations. So evaluating the potential market for portfolios of companies when they're acquired, different things like that. Since being with our tech transfer office, I have found I am very passionate about intellectual property. I love helping our researchers recognize the value of their technology and how we can partner with commercial institutions in order to develop these technologies and really get them to market.
That's really interesting. That's fantastic. I think we have one of the top 100 tech transfer companies in the country. So you're in a good place.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me, who has been the greatest inspiration in your life, or what?
Yeah, so the kind of double-edged sword of cancer research is that you never have a shortage of inspiration. So you might be having what you think is a terrible day in lab, and you're just going to take a break, go downstairs, get some coffee. And in that moment, you might bump into a family who's literally having the worst day of their entire lives. Mm-hmm. That really gives you the perspective, not only to humble you and to recognize that what you think is a problem is not the worst thing that could be happening, but also to get back in there and really stay focused on why you're doing the research that you're doing. We often sit in conferences with some of the world's best surgeons and oncologists at tumor boards, and we listen to them, even as researchers, even as students, talking about the really limited portfolio and the really small toolkit that they have to treat a very complicated disease. And that also really encourages you to go back into the lab, refocus, regroup, and stay passionate about finding cures.
That is really cool. That's really good. So I guess I'll have maybe one or two quick questions more for you. What has been your most memorable moment at UNMC?
Yeah, so I have two really different answers for this question. The one I like is that it's been the community here. It's been the community this entire time. And it's not just the support of your peers and the lab mates that you would expect in a PhD program. It is everyone from the animal care technicians who recommend a nutrient supplement, and that changes the course of your study, or the engineers that you're chatting with while you're waiting on the autoclave. I really love the community that we have here, and it spans everyone: lunchroom, janitorial staff, phenomenal support. I'm a little biased because I met my husband here, so
Oh,
I obviously have strong ties to the community now. Um, One really monumental thing I'll never forget from my PhD work, though, is I'd spent the first couple years of my thesis working on designing a technology that could be used to longitudinally image cancer in a live animal over the course of progression. So we can put in a labeled tumor. This device that I created allows that animal to then be hitched up to a multiphoton microscope. So we'd spent a couple years designing this project. We got the funding to open a core facility for the multiphoton intravital microscope. And we had spent a very, very long week training with their engineers on really how to optimally set up, maintain, and really get the full value of this very, very cool piece of technology. And on the final day, we were gonna do a test run of the technology. We knew we probably had a few more months of optimization before we'd actually be able to see tumors growing in our mice. As soon as we got the animal anesthetized and hooked up to the microscope and flipped the switch for the lasers, it was beautiful green glowing tumor. You could see the vasculation, and you could see all of the cells kind of mitigating in and out, and it was, we all cheered. All of the engineers from the company were there. Our research team was there. We're all cramped in a little dark room running these experiments, and it was applause and cheers and celebration. It was fantastic.
well, AJ, you truly are a graduate student of distinction. We're so proud of you and what you've accomplished at UNMC, and we have great hopes and confidence that you're going to have a great career ahead of you. So thank you so much for talking to me today, and I wish you the very best in your career.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.